Do you realize how vulnerable to hacking those cheap security cameras are? Yeah, most people don't, but I'm going to try to explain it. I just want to speak generally about how cameras work and how internet connected devices work on a basic level so that most people can try to make good decisions about what kind of devices they put in their home. If you have low-cost cameras around your house, you probably went through a setup process with an app that you had to download. If you have the ability to view those cameras while you're not at home, you probably have your video accessible through some server that exists somewhere in the world. In order to make this simple to install for most people, the app basically has a quick connect feature that lets your app connect to your cameras without you having to know a lot of technical stuff. Sometimes you scan a barcode that's on the camera or on the device, and then it adds it into the app, and that in itself makes the connection on the back end so your phone knows how to connect to that device or that camera anywhere in the world you are connected to the internet. So there's a server that knows the address. Your house has a house number and a street and a zip code. So do your cameras. It's called an IP address. Your IP address is known to this server that's usually run by the camera company. And so your phone app, when you open the camera app and tap on the camera to get a live view, your phone app is accessing the server owned by the company, and then it knows your IP address of your house, and so it redirects the traffic and connects you to your house camera. Now the problem is, as you can imagine, the server could be vulnerable, or they could be looking into your video footage without you knowing. They might not be, but it's possible. So for example, there have been times where one particular camera manufacturer, you could open the app and go to one of your cameras, but it would actually load somebody else's camera footage, and you would be able to see their camera footage on your app. Now that was a glitch, and I think that's been fixed, but that's basically the vulnerability here. There's no direct connection between your phone and the device. You have this man in the middle, this server in the middle that helps you route the traffic. So that's where the vulnerabilities lie, mostly, is that middle server that knows about everybody's cameras and has to make sure that you see your cameras and nobody else does. But the people who own the servers, if they really wanted to, could potentially look at all the cameras if they have that ability. I can't prove that any specific brands do that or have that ability. It's just something to know that could happen, potentially. Now, there is another aspect to cheap internet devices in your home, and that's that a lot of them snoop around your network and look at all the devices in your home. They know your IP address, they know what else you have in your house, and they could potentially scan for different things. It just would depend on how it's made and what they design it to do. There have been stories that have come out about some of these smart vacuum cleaners that map your house and have a microphone and can listen to listen in to hear whatever they can hear, and the data that they collect gets sent back to their server, wherever that happens to be, whatever country that might happen to be in. These are a few examples of things to think about when you're choosing what kind of devices you want to put in your home that are internet connected. Most of the time, the price is the most important factor, and most of the time, the security ends up being not that important to them. And they seem to be okay with letting some things slide because they don't care if someone in another country has access to their cameras. Maybe. Yeah, yeah. That's just kind of how it goes. If you think that any of the things that I've said are scary to you, take a look around your house and see what you have that's connected to the internet, and do a little digging and search a security risk with that particular brand name and just see what you find. If you have a camera system where you scan a barcode to add the camera easily, sometimes there are ways you can work around that with DNS settings so that they don't actually go through the company server. You actually connect more directly. Things are not always as they seem when it comes to technology. And when it seems really easy to set up, there's probably something on the back end going on that you don't realize that makes it easy to set up. Because I can tell you, if you go back, 15, 20 years, setting up cameras to view easily, the technology didn't exist the way it does now. And so cameras were pretty much all secure if you did, a couple of things right in the setup. Or the best way to do it is don't even have them where they can connect to the internet. That would be the best way. But yeah, there have been vulnerabilities for a long time. I just see a lot more vulnerabilities now. And I hope everybody just thinks about what they have, and is this the choice you want to make? I don't want to try to tell you what you should do. I just want to inform you so you can make the best decisions for you.